Your views, my facts, begins in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. This is Thomas John with Your Views and My Facts. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube now, at ViewsandFacts. Go ahead, search us, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell us what we've been doing right, because we sure as hell haven't been doing anything wrong. Rich, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to talk about serial killers, both in America and abroad, and whether or not it's a condition or if they're born that way.
Okay. And you're one of our resident Vipers, man.
Yep.
We potentially might have 2 Vipettes in here.
I know. We haven't had a Vipette in here yet.
It's true.
Yet?
Well,
Like an official Vipette?
correct, an official
An
Vipette.
established Vipette. Okay.
There's rules and policies that come to the Viperette title. We'll go maybe into that.
I hate rules.
No, we're not going into that.
Oh.
I'm not going to give away what you have to do to become a Viper or a Vipette. Are you familiar with a Vipette?
I am not.
Are you familiar with a Viper?
No. I'm new.
I know, but I didn't know if you'd maybe had backlogged on some of the podcasts. All right, so for all the listeners out there, a Viper is a very important podcaster. And so it just seems fitting, right?
So it's not just for your show. It's in general, that's what they call people? Or
No,
it's just for you?
no, this is for this show.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
maybe it was like
a
term.
No,
used
screw the rest of
throughout the podcast
Screw
world.
the rest of the podcasts out there. I mean, the first podcast you listen to is Your Views, My Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Then you catch up on all your other things.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It should be.
Well, I'm technically a murderino, so Viperette would be secondary.
Yeah, you know what though? Allegiances sway real quick when you hear yourself on the radio.
That's true. Get your priorities straight. All right, so everybody might have recognized the voice of Simone, who just spoke.
Thank you for remembering my name. Hi.
I was trying to think of like if we gave you some other nicknames.
No.
So I was like, Simone.
If we could give her a nickname, I would go with Moon because she loves that nickname and it was given to her by some kids in Kansas City.
A lot of kids can't pronounce Simone. So
I can't
Moon
pronounce
was the closest thing we came up with.
Simone.
He goes,
Simone.
Was this when you were like fucking 2? Like, what's wrong with people?
This was like a year ago.
3 or 4.
So when you were really young, they couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking like recently.
But the kids recently call her Moon.
Yeah. But
Because it's a nickname now.
just that's their nickname for me.
Right.
That's
Okay, so we have Simone,
Moon.
Hi.
Moon, and then
Hi, I'm from Berkeley. My name is Moon.
That fits. That makes sense.
Okay.
yeah, I saw you on the news recently.
So did I.
yeah.
It was so
Oh,
great.
good.
I'd actually never turned to the low news channels. It's always on Fox News. So I was just
As it should be.
As it should be, right?
Yeah.
So I was just looking through, and I was like, oh my God.
I know. I was
it.
surprised when you said that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit. And TJ, I saw you on the
No.
news too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was wondering what the is TJ doing there? I mean, why is he even there? Because the TV was going to be there.
Let me.
Rich and I already talked about this.
And when there's a camera nearby,
Right.
or at least
Or
a
at
radio broadcast, he's there.
All
He's
right,
in it.
that is a.
We've established that.
We internally have established that we have not done that episode on the backstory
Oh
of
gosh.
Thomas John.
AKA John from Iowa.
Yep, aka John from Iowa. So, yeah, I've been disappointed in that all these comments being left on Facebook, nobody's saying, "Oh, there's TJ." But I'm glad that you guys finally recognized
Right.
that I was. Well, obviously you two knew. I'm glad you saw.
I did.
And for the go on.
Let me tell you off the bat, you knew it was him because someone just looked fucking pissed. I mean, like he was looking there. I wasn't sure if there was constipation or someone said the wrong thing to him, but it was an angry look.
No, I'm gonna.
I feel like that's just his face.
Look, I'm going to explain exactly why I was irritated. All right. Before I get into that point, though, the other voice that you individuals do not know is the angelic voice of Crystal.
Right.
So, welcome.
Glad to be here.
So she will inject when she feels like there's a funny moment too, or some wisdom. Although she's just going to overwatch. She's the overseer.
Good at
The
that.
all-seer.
The awesome.
Omnipotent.
No.
That's
So that's all knowing.
Yeah, I'm not omnipotent.
Okay.
all-seer.
I'll see.
All seer, yeah. The Dark Sith Lord.
I'll take it.
But if she starts opposing you, she becomes the ulcer, or at least your ulcer.
If
Yeah. All right.
I start opposing,
I'm starting to get a hemorrhoid. Starting to get
you've met us, right?
Okay, back to this TV thing. All right, look. Simone. Moon. So she was lucky enough and given the honor of speaking during a Veterans Day ceremony down at William Jesup University. It was thrown on, one of our podcasts for everybody to go out there. Great turnout, everybody. Great turnout.
Yeah, no. In 9 years, that was actually the largest turnout they've gotten in 9 years.
Well, perfect. I decided to show up there. A, I had nothing better to do. B, I wanted to be a friend. C, I wanted to hear Moon talk.
Yes.
That was good.
It was
And,
worth
and
it.
4, he wanted to be
Before
on
he
the.
wanted to be on the TV.
No,
Attention,
I'm-
whore.
I did tell him prior,
Fine.
CBS and Fox 40 were both going to be there.
he did not. No, he did not. So there I am standing next to Rich and Simone, and out of nowhere, somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody that I thought was part of the actual school said, "Hey, do you want to come over to get a picture?" I heard, "Go get a picture."
That's what I thought too.
Now, look, I wasn't even making a move over there. But the reason I did is because Rich turned around and, he does his normal kind of backhand, hit you in the shoulder, say, "Come on, Tej." So I'm like,
I think those are exact words.
so I'm like, okay, like I don't think I'm supposed to be part of this, right? Because I'm a spectator. Like I don't go to the school. I start like a good little soldier, right? I'm an airman, but whatever, right? So I make my way over there, and we're there for about, I don't know, some random people in the crowd are snapping pics using their phones. Then all of a sudden, somebody then grabs these two, Rich and Simone, to go over to the podium. And I kind of look, I'm like, wait, what? Where are you two going? What am I supposed to be doing? Literally,
Don't leave me.
by the time that I processed all of this, things are starting now, and I'm like, I'm stuck. Now I have to be stuck here in like this parade rest.
Half-ass parade rest.
Militant position.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, what the fuck just happened? How did I get screwed over into being next to these jokers that are next to me? Because they all seemed loopy.
What would have been great is if you just walked away.
I contemplated it multiple times. I really did, because I'm like, what are they going to do? They're going to air me walking away? I really don't care.
What's hilarious, the guy next to you on the left is a chief, like he's doing like district representative chief of staff work at the state senate. And the other guy, he's
the guy that read his poem?
You're correct. And
Yeah.
then the guy to the right of you, Julio, he's going to be a corrections officer or something like that. But they're pretty cool dudes.
I would have been impressed by that guy when he was reading this poem if it would have been original, but that wasn't an original poem.
No, I've heard that poem before.
Yeah, it was the
The Last Soldier or something? Or Soldier.
Last inspection.
Last
the
Inspection,
soldier's
yeah.
last inspection. You ever heard something similar to that? And then I had some stupid seaman next to me.
Julio.
I don't think that was
Okay.
Julio. There was two seamen. The one
Yeah.
to the right of him
Was he
not.
shorter or the
It's
bigger
not.
seaman?
Trust
He
me.
was short.
I was.
It was not the guy that I was introduced to. Some other one. So, yeah. So here I am, then next to these jokers, and I'm thinking, whatever, I will suck it up. I will deal with it. And then we get these two females that walk up to the podium, and they go, "Hey, they're gonna do a rendition of what the military has adopted as their anthem," or whatever the dude said. Right? Didn't he say something like that?
Yeah, he meant that as a joke.
Okay. Well, anyways, it was "God Bless the USA" by Lee Greenwood. I'm thinking, perfect. Like, I love this song.
I'm gonna start crying, is what you were thinking.
Wait.
Like I better.
This is.
Yeah.
I thought it was Proud to Be an American.
Yeah. It's
I
proud
thought
to be.
that was the song. Proud to be an American.
That's.
I thought that was the song that you were seriously critiquing.
Yeah, that's the one they sang.
That's
Oh, do you want to look up the title of the song?
Oh, is
okay.
it?
He's
Oh.
right. That is the.
What is it called?
God Bless the
God-
USA.
Okay,
That's the
my
name.
bad. I'll take.
They do say that at the
retract
very-
That
statement.
is a
Very end.
lyric in the
Oh.
song. You are
That's-
none of you are wrong.
Thanks.
All right. Well, you don't sit here and say that I'm going to go sing "Oh Say Can You See."
I mean, that's what they teach the kids actually in like first, second grade. They do have the song titled "Oh Say Can You See," so the kids know which song it is.
Simone didn't know the title of the song.
Yeah.
I didn't.
She's sorry. Jeez.
$5 for this penalty.
No.
Have a cashew.
Continue your story.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
So the girls walk up.
So these two girls walk up, and I'm thinking, oh, this should be good. Now I'm doing my damnedest to remain straight focused on these individuals, right, that are about to sing the song. Now, when I say straight focused, not me focused on them. I'm maintaining eyes front. So it starts off, and I immediately thought, didn't two women walk up there? Why am I hearing a dude? Because the first girl that started singing sounded like a dude, and it was a bad baritone.
Yeah, baritone.
Alto.
No, it's
It
baritone.
was not an alto.
Alto's-
Soprano, alto, tenor, bass.
Sorry.
Don't come at me with that shit.
You're critiquing
You know I know
your
music.
soulmate, TJ.
Yeah, for real.
Don't forget. TJ,
Apparently-
That
people
bitch was not
can't-
my soulmate.
No, apparently she is.
People can't see your facial expressions, so you might want to describe them as you're looking at Rich, trying to kill him with your eyeballs.
That's why you're here. I need you to inject when that's
Describing this.
happening.
Look, I
So
don't
we
know.
have a commentator? Or are you gonna?
Look, I don't know if you want to throw these insults out at your possible future match, right? We were just talking about this.
I feel like you told me that.
Wait.
too much.
If you're talking about the bitch that was in green,
Whoa.
that is no.
She was in blue,
She's in blue, yeah.
the tall one.
He's colorblind.
Yeah, that no way was my future match. The face was all jacked up.
Oh my
The
god.
voice was bad, right? I mean, she was the baritone, wasn't she?
She was. I don't think her face is jacked up.
Yeah.
So okay, so that might be how she sings. That's not how she talks.
So, okay. Well, either way, I just said
Just like that.
facial features, not my style.
What about the body?
Why are we talking?
Yeah,
about
it's
this?
irrelevant. If I'm
So
not
fucking
attracted,
stupid.
if I'm not attracted,
Yeah. it's-
face wise,
yeah.
then the body's irrelevant. You could have a smoking hot body and an ugly face. Guess what? Stay away from me. Or you could have a smoking hot face, all right body, and I'll still say, hey, you want to go out and have a drink? Because that's the first thing that you should be attracted to is the face. That's the first thing that I see.
Yeah. Oh,
What if she was someone you befriended and then just fell in love with your personality? Do you not believe that they're...
Look, have you guys shown her a picture of me and like trying to set me up with this bitch or what?
so she's like, I almost feel like she's a younger female version of you. She's like extremely conservative. She loves guns. Like she works out all the time. Like seriously, she works out all the time. And she loves when people are just straightforward and blunt, like super blunt.
Well, she's about to get something blunt. Look, I don't want to
thought
get too.
you said you weren't attracted to her.
I'm not. I'm not. Look, we have a
Look,
topic.
you can't be that physical anymore.
We have a topic to get to, so I want to finish the story.
All right.
So I should set you up for the date or no?
No. So I'll make sure everybody, listeners, to get a film crew to follow this date around, so you guys can enjoy my dismay.
But if it's just because of her looks, everyone's going to think you're a dick.
Yeah, TJ, can't you look at her past?
Wait. I thought we already established though
Please
that
wait.
there are that you have to be attracted to the person, and I'm not attracted. I'm not saying that she's ugly. I'm just saying I'm not attracted to her. So why am I an asshole because of that?
You were at a
You
distance.
just no. That wasn't my point. You had just said that you were going to have a camera crew follow you around on a date with her, and if you
to watch my dismay,
right
Because I'm not attracted to this
'Cause
person,
she's
so I'm not
ugly.
going to be to me.
I'm just saying people would think you're a dick for doing that. That's all.
Tell me something I don't know, peeps. Tell me something I don't know. I'm just trying to give it to you raw and with the facts.
What if the makeup was just slightly off?
Listen,
Maybe it was. Anywho, let's move on.
Let's
All right.
move on.
So,
Okay.
so she does the first two lines of the first stanza, and then the other chick jumps in and does the last two lines of the first stanza. So we went from this baritone to a soprano, but the soprano was tailing off on some of the words because she was trying to hit these falsettos that weren't really working. But then they get into the chorus, and then here's where I almost just walked away and said, "Fuck no." Right? Is because they would say, and I don't even know why you would think this was the title of the song, because apparently to them the title of the song And I'm glad to be. Glad is not part of the fucking lyrics. It's I'm proud to be an American.
I'm glad.
And they did that every time.
They're from
Every
California.
time.
They don't want to go as far as proud.
That's
No offense.
I was just losing it every time. I'm just like, oh god damn it. And then the lady that did the Star Spangled Banner, right, wasn't too shabby.
I thought it was called "Oh Say Can You See."
Oh, just kidding.
Anyway,
The lady that did "Oh Say Can You See."
I thought the song was called "Just Take a Knee."
That's good. This is good. There's a lot of good jokes going on right now. But so she did okay.
Can you see?
What I was not happy about was we're at this veteran ceremony. Can you guys keep it together? I don't even know what just happened.
Yeah, what are you laughing at?
You said now okay, and I said, "Can you see?" Like,
and you missed it. Rich, I
was
was the only
good.
one who cut that. Rich, it was good.
All right, come on. I want to hear the story.
Women are gonna piss their
All right,
pants here,
all right.
Rich. Keep it up. Lock it together. Keep it together.
Keep it together.
Lock it
down. Lock it
All right, listen. Oh, okay, so what then frustrated me about the Star Spangled Banner is that she started singing, and we're here at a Veterans Day ceremony, but then you had all these people still walking and doing shit. I'm like, I wanted to really just to yell, "Stop fucking walking!" I wanted to swore. But then I'm like, then I'm going to interrupt the song. Then I'm going to be also doing bad. But I'm like, why are these people that are over on the ramp telling them, stop?
That is not
Anthem.
something that you're just going to see there. When you watch the TV and you watch sports events, people are clapping because someone's doing a fucking run where they shouldn't be in the damn national anthem. Like, it's not about your voice. It's not about you. It's about being proud of America. And I can't stand it. You should sit there. Your hat should be off. Your hand should be over your heart.
Thank you.
Or you should be at your attention and shut up.
And yeah.
But too many times you see they're clapping because Beyonce hit a high note on a fucking national anthem.
She
which is-
sucks. She sucks
I'm
when
just
she
saying,
does them.
Rand, it's pretty much every time you listen to it. There was even one at a bull riding competition the other day that was it was done by a country singer, and you'd think that'd be the proudest people in the room because they're good country folk, but no, they were clapping because she was doing these. It's a march. It's supposed to be sung like that, and it's supposed to be about the song and the lyrics, and not about you and your voice.
Correct.
You should sing it beautifully, but it's not about that.
Right. And
That could be a whole nother
yes,
show
yes.
about patriotism.
You're right. It is a march, and I would just want people
That'd be
to
a good
say
show.
what Crystal said. She said, your hand over your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take your fucking hat off, what you should be doing, your hat does not go over your heart. Your hat goes, no. Your hat stays in your hand that is over your heart, but your hat should be over on your shoulder. It's where it should be. Flag code, Title IV. Look it up. U.S. code. Fuck you guys.
Sorry, I went on a tangent there about the flag.
Yeah, we did. So anywho,
It's all good.
Look, point being, awesome way to make it on TV.
That was
Great,
good. Oh
great.
my god, your speech was great too.
Yeah,
You did so well.
Oh, thank you guys.
yeah. I felt like something just fell.
It did.
Babe, you did awesome.
Thank you for writing me a killer speech.
He wrote it,
Yeah, Rich wrote it.
but you
But
delivered
she
it.
delivered it.
I
yeah.
delivered it, and I put in one joke.
And who refined it?
I think you and I both refined it pretty well.
Well, I do thank you for listening to my rehearsal run, because it did help.
And getting you a proper, nice venue.
That's true. Killer.
Yeah, it's good with an actual podium. Mm-hmm. She really wanted like the speakers to work, and then she was fucking around for 8 minutes.
Well, it would have helped. It would have helped to hear myself on a microphone.
No, it wouldn't have helped because you would have. The speakers in there would have probably been so much better than what we listened to.
That's true.
And then
couldn't
the mic,
hear me?
and then
Because I couldn't hear myself
I could
speaking.
halfway hear you. I mean, the mic was like 1 foot off to your left.
Yeah, I didn't like that
I know.
either.
I know.
All right.
Anyways,
Anywho,
Thank you.
So this is fitting then that there are a lot of people that I wanted to kill.
Who the
There
most?
Okay.
Back to while you were angry.
Yeah, which person?
the tall girl singing baritone. That's who we want to kill.
I probably would have first started with everybody walking during the national anthem.
In their defense, they could have been students trying to get to class.
No, so the
I don't care.
So the school, the problem is they have two different departments. They have student life, and then they have like the faculty. So the faculty planned the flag ceremony, but student life, who doesn't do any teaching at all, they literally planned what's called preview day for all the upcoming freshmen, and they had to be like in place during the time we were doing that.
You know what's funny about this? But hold on, what was up with the bus that dropped off all the fucking like South Koreans?
So we have a really big like international relations program at school, and so we have a huge chunk of students from Asia that come here.
Yeah, I just saw in the news there was a North Korean defector.
Came over?
Yeah.
Was it on that bus?
No, I think it just happened today.
Maybe.
But yeah. So here's the thing, though. If I would have killed these people,
Oh, that'd been bad.
and no threats, it would have been bad. But that only would have made me a mass murderer,
Correct. Not a serial killer.
not a serial killer. Does anybody know what defines a serial killer? Would anybody like to take a stab?
I mean, at the very least, they have to kill at least 3 or more people.
I think I would assume 3 or 4 more different events.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
it said 2 or more in a similar pattern.
Okay.
And there's got to be premeditation, I assume, every time.
Not necessarily.
No.
No. Some serial killers will
So I
see
think
it.
Jack the Ripper just roamed around and
Yeah.
got people in the streets and then tortured and killed them.
Yeah. So it's 2 or more murders that at least have a minimum of a month in between.
A month.
Well, the first couple. Before then, it becomes right that you can actually be called a serial killer.
Well, they were.
and this-
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, this is from the FBI. Okay, so look, I mean, maybe we don't believe in the FBI. I mean, I've started losing faith, but
I believe in the FBI because they're the ones who coined.
fuck you, James
They
Comey.
coined the term serial killer, so they should.
Oh, sure, they're the ones that should make the definition.
Sure.
Yeah, we've been watching that actually
Yeah.
at home. Was it Mindhunter?
Mindhunter, yeah.
Mindhunter.
It's based off a book, but.
Anyways, what the peoples are though having issues with that definition.
What issues?
Well, that just because there's a time span in between the murders shouldn't necessarily make you then a serial killer, right? So like there normally has to be some other what they like their fancy word likes to be a what is the like prototype or what's the pattern, right? That's being involved in it. And for males, there's normally like sexual overtones to it. And then for females, there also is normally a sense of like sexuality, but normally it's just because of like love or like altruism, like compassion, wanted to. So one of their examples was a nurse that would potentially kill individuals, right, that maybe are going through pain, right in the hospital, right. I mean that's compassion, but hey, you're still a serial killer. But
I think of this one story that, and unfortunately I didn't do research on this particular one, but I know there was a nurse that was like purposely going into like older folks' homes at a particular rate, and she was purposely over medicating them and causing them to OD and die. But that was because she I don't know, it was like a power trip. It wasn't like to make these old people feel better and be dead.
yeah.
I think that's a common theme for serial killers. It's a power trip.
Yeah.
They want to feel powerful. They want to feel in control. And so when they're killing people, they know precisely what they're doing. And so I think that's part of it.
With the nurse, though, she probably thought it would be easier to get away with, too, because the people are already old and near death.
Yeah, when you're in an old folks home, nobody remembers you're there anyways. You know?
I don't know if I would go as far for me to say power though, as opposed to like the satisfying the addiction.
There's that. There's definitely that. Because we were watching an interview with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh yeah, all JD.
Yeah.
That's your boy.
Yeah, and he can't really explain his compulses.
Correct. Right. Now, and what was he known for?
He killing and eating his victims and raping them too.
So he was picking up males.
Yeah,
So he was picking up males, though he says he wasn't gay.
He was never. He had a good family. He was raised well, had a normal childhood. But Jeffrey Dahmer is what kind of threw me off course in terms of what I understood as a serial killer, because I always thought they were conditioned. But the one thing that I learned through him was that his mom had mental illness, and she took a shitload of antidepressants and what other additional drugs while she was pregnant with him. And I think that just makes it created a chemical imbalance when he was born.
Also, the first year of life, the mom wouldn't allow anybody to touch him. Even she wouldn't touch him unless she had to like clean him because she felt like he was like super
somewhat conditioning, right there.
Yeah, definitely conditioning from that.
But he also had it's in his DNA. He inherited it from his mother.
And then he lost a kitty at some point where they had to move and they couldn't bring the cat. And I guess he was like really quiet and devastated that he didn't get to move with his cat. That's what he said. That's just
So yeah, he's the only serial killer on the top of my head that I can think of that started off kind of like chemically imbalanced, and then she just made it worse.
It was pretty crazy though, because like he was picking these guys up. Like,
well, sometimes you don't develop that chemical imbalance even until you're hit puberty or
they said high school.
They said he's born with it. He might not have been born with it,
Yeah.
but then, I mean, in addition to the conditioning, there's something. I mean, people can have fucked up childhoods and not become a serial killer. So then something else happens.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. What was his high school? Like his classmates start talking about him, and saying that he acted very, very strange. And
like he 1 year he was basically in every single photo. Like he went to like the football team's photo. He went to like whatever, like mock trial. He went to like all these associations and like ROTC photos. He was sneaking into photos. And he thought it would be funny to do so.
So he's the first photo bomber?
Yeah, he's like the original first photo bomber.
Yeah.
But what the school decided to do is they didn't remove it or retake the photo. They simply blacked his face out like really creepy. And now it's people are like, dude, now it's really fucked up.
It's terrifying. If you look at the picture, it just...
it's
they
almost
scratched his face away.
It's almost like a horror movie where you're just like, you're not sure what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's gonna like appear in your mirrors because it's not on the the photo pages, some weird shit like that. But he was doing that, and then he would like randomly like scream in class. They said he'd like rock back and forth, and he'd just scream shit out in class, like ah! Like something weird, and people were like, "Oh, we don't want to be left alone with Jeff." Because he's crazy.
So okay.
So then there's serial killers like, what's his name?
Ted Bundy.
No.
Ted Bundy was a pretty nasty dude, too. He was having sex with all those dead bodies after he'd choke them and kill them.
Do you guys know his background?
Yeah.
So it was... Okay, I want to hear it.
Like, do you know before he started killing what his issue was?
He grew up he grew up just fine. He didn't have any... There was no conditioning with him. So... Normal kid, good grades, right? Had a girlfriend.
Considered an attractive dude too.
Considered normal. And then what he had stated in his interviews, which can be seen, is that he threw everything down into. He said, "What I have learned from being in prison and talking to everybody else that has." Right, similar to me, is that pornography is the root of how we got to where we were.
What's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer said, nope, not pornography. He was like, no one else to blame but myself. Porn did not influence me whatsoever. My family didn't influence me.
Well, first off, was Jeffrey Dahmer next to Ted Bundy in prison?
Well, he just said, but I'm just saying, but Ted Bundy thinks that's the root of the problem. But I'm just, but he what. Yes,
I think what
I'm saying,
that's what I know.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, I think what she's saying is it's not like, how people are like, oh, marijuana is a gateway drug, and
it is.
I think what we're associating is that pornography is that version of their gateway, right? To hey, it's sort of pornography.
That's what Ted Bundy is saying.
Yeah, and that's what Ted Bundy's saying. But with Dahmer, it's literally like, I don't know. I think Dahmer's more true conditioning, and then like it led to him being like, yep, I'm gonna like bring these dudes home. For some reason, he chose African Americans more than anybody. But the crazy part was he took this Filipino kid and he took a drill and he drilled into this Filipino kid's skull. And then he was actually dripping. I can't remember what the chemical was, but it was basically causing the brain to go numb. And so the kid wouldn't be able to like function, but he would be walking around the house like a zombie. And then finally, like the kid was able to get out and get help, but he was never able to. He didn't know that he was at Jeff's house, for instance. He didn't know who Jeff was. He just got picked up. But this 14-year-old kid was being like sexually abused, and like he was basically a zombie. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I guess that was. I guess that was Jeffrey Dahmer. Because then, somebody escaped once.
Yeah, that's
twice.
It was a young Asian boy.
And but then the guy that caught him was a black dude.
Yep.
So like he invited this like how many victims he had? He had 14, and I think his 15th victim escaped because like he's like, hey, I want to photograph you, and because you're African American, I want to basically handcuff you to show you like restrained. And so he allowed him to put the first handcuff on, but when he went to put the other one on, I guess he like his spider senses started tingling. He bolted out of there, and Jeffrey Dahmer decided just to get trashed. Like so, he started drinking. Dude brought police back because he's like, oh, I got handcuffed. I don't know how to get these cuffs off.
Yeah.
And the police were like, take us to where you were to get handcuffed.
Yeah. And then that's where they found like all like the body parts and the skulls.
Well, initially they found photos, they said. So like Jeffrey Dahmer had taken photos of all the body parts he had chopped up. And then he had actually bagged it in like Ziploc bags. And he had written like, you know, like so-and-so's arm. Like, and he had invited people around the apartment complex over to eat prior to where he's like fed them body parts. And they didn't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they found skulls laying around the house, they said.
But yeah, this dude kept pieces of humans in their fridge, and people in the apartment complex could smell something bad, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like my mom gave me this steak, and it just went bad." And
Oh yeah, he said his
like he befriended his neighbor. His neighbor believed everything he had to say because he was
Yeah.
so normal. And most of these serial killers, other than Charles Manson, seemed relatively normal, which is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Well, did they consider Charles Manson a serial killer when he never really
That's
actually
True.
killed?
That's a good point. I was going to
He was more of a
mastermind.
sort of like your role,
mastermind, like-
the all-seer,
correct. Yeah, just bend people.
the
to
dark
your will.
Sith Lord.
Bend people to your will. It's fine.
Yeah, so I don't know what title he'd
Yeah.
have.
So
Sorry, everybody,
he
it's
was a
not my
cult-
doing.
He was a cult leader in a way too. Yeah, he would just. It's easy when. So it's sort of like he was very intelligent and
Yeah.
a good speaker, where you can basically, I mean, shit. You can manipulate nations and of people like Hitler did when you can talk that well and people aren't that smart. They will listen to you.
Plus, the people, his folks were taking drugs and all that good stuff, so they could probably.
And
believe anything,
they do say most serial killers or like serial rapists, they're all like really charismatic. So like they're able to they use social skills to trick people. Like that's like that is their science.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean Ted Bundy, right, would trick people into saying that he was like injured, right, and would need their help, and but all his victims normally would be, their aesthetics would resemble who he was dating at that given time, is like who he would go after, and then bring him back, and life is what it is.
Yeah, there was one story where unfortunately he talked this like 17-year-old into hopping in the car with him. He's like, "Oh my God, my dog got hit by a vehicle. He's just down the street. Can you come help me?" Because he's a big dog. And so the girl's like, "Yeah, of course I'll come help you. It's a dog." And so she hopped in the car, and then he drove her to this like tree like in the middle of nowhere, and that's where he like strangled her in the car. And then I think they said he probably came back for the next 3 weeks to have sex with the body. It's pretty nasty.
Is that necrophilia?
I think
Is that
that's
what it's called?
TJ.
With sex with corpses.
Yeah.
Necrophilia.
What's that song that you like?
No, stop.
The Avenged Sevenfold song. Do you know? There's a song about necrophilia.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
What are you guys
Put
talking
me
about?
right
I
on the
just
spot.
jumped
I'll have to think of it in a minute. But I think it's kind of hard to get away with being a serial killer these days. Is because with science and with all the cameras and the technology, that in order for you to get to the level that these individuals did, I think you'll be caught too soon.
They were trying to call that Florida shooter a serial killer. And I don't know if it's media not using the term serial killer properly, but do you remember the guy who was just walking around shooting random people?
What?
This was like 2 weeks ago.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. He is yet to be caught, from my understanding. And he was caught on camera, which is interesting.
No, that sounds familiar. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Would we consider the DC sniper to be a serial killer?
No, I think it's more mass murder at that point, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. See, okay. Well, and that's what it jumps into, right? Like, what is the? I mean, if you're just
I mean, the DC
if
sniper's crazy, right?
yeah, but if there's no correlation like between one to the other of like the murders, then I just think it's a mass murderer, right? And you're not necessarily a serial killer, right? Because obviously serial should be denoting that there is a pattern.
A consistency.
Yeah, but as opposed to just that you're killing.
Well, the DC Sniper was pretty wild because people weren't sure if there was like any consistency there. And then finally, when they interviewed him, he's like, yeah, I basically wanted to knock my wife off, but I felt like if I shot a couple random people here and there, it would throw them off on even thinking that I was the one planning to kill my wife.
Okay. A little piece of heaven.
There we go. He says he's gonna put a heater near her thigh.
Yeah. Yeah, to keep it warm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I know that song.
But all right, another one though that is creepy as shit that I had read the transcripts to, because I've got nothing better to do in my life. I might just be in, take care of my dogs and that's it. So David Parker Ray. All right, so he's infamous for what's known as like the toy box killings. Anybody familiar? Anybody?
No.
All right. So he had spent like $100,000 on this whatever trailer, like I don't want to say an ice cream truck, right? But I mean, if you can imagine it, a trailer that he had custom built, and he was married, and his wife was part of this as well. It had like a gynecology table, chains, whips, and electric. Basically to like electrocute people if they started getting out of hand.
All the fun stuff.
All the shackles, the whips. And they would go out to bars, lure back women, and then they would keep them there for a period of time until, then they were done with them, and they would, kill them. A few of them, they did release because they ended up giving them their little, like the date rape drugs and so forth, so like they couldn't really remember like what had happened, but
Rooflin.
Yeah. I mean, there's some other chemicals as well, but yes, that is otherwise known as roofies, Rooflin. But the thing about him is, so he would always play like this tape recording to all his new victims, basically explaining to them over the course of like 1 hour, this like recording of here's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now you're naked. Get used to it, because I think clothes just get in the way, and so does my wife. So you'll never be wearing clothes again while we have you here.
While you're alive.
Yep, you're only getting one meal a day. Probably not gonna like it for the first couple of days, but you'll get used to it.
Got to keep them clean.
Yeah, but he's just like, we will do whatever we want to you. Not to mention, he would let his dogs also do whatever they wanted to these victims. And he was ended up being charged with, I say only, but yeah, like 16 to 20.
Only.
Wait, deaths or years?
Deaths.
Oh.
Deaths that they convicted him on, but they think it was closer to 60.
What is he recent, or how?
No.
When was he doing this?
Oh, this is back in the 90s.
How many
80s,
years
90s.
did the dogs get for being accessories too?
Who is the most recent serial killer? Because
the most recent serial killer?
Yeah.
Dexter.
It's the East Bay rapist, huh? He's
the
still
East,
out there.
The East Area rapist.
East Area rapist.
Isn't the Zodiac killer still out there? I mean, they're reopening the cases now, aren't they?
Zodiac.
Yeah, but the
70s.
he'd have been in his like 70s, 80s. The East Area rapist is super crazy because now, like with DNA evidence, they're seeing that maybe what they thought was Richard Ramirez early on was actually this dude who was jumping around like Rancho Cordova, Citrus Heights, and parts of Sacramento, and he raped like 34 women within the course of like a 10-year span, where he would just like he'd stock homes for like a weeks at a time, and then like it was the same thing every time. He'd like basically
he would do surveillance on individuals. He would know when it's the right time to break into someone's house.
Yeah.
He would check all the windows. Like one of his victims, he was just like, "You look so good at the gym," and which means like, and then so his story
he found the firearm that was hidden, and he like took the ammo out.
How about BTK? When was BTK? Wasn't that fairly recent too?
BTK was the late 70s, early 80s.
Was it? Okay.
I think so.
Maybe even the 90s actually. But Richard Ramirez was the 90s too. But no, this East Area rapist. Go ahead, John.
Oh no! Just the crazy thing that happened was that the town, like Elk Grove,
Rancho,
the whole area, they're like, dude, Like they had a town meeting because this was ridiculous. People were afraid to leave. And then so it made the front page of the newspaper, and there was like a snapshot of the town meeting. And one of the individuals at the town meeting stood up, and he was just like extra mad about it. He was actually one of the victims. Like his wife or daughter was one of the victims, which would mean like the killer was in that room at that same time, probably.
It was super crazy. He'd randomly like he'd show up in your house. And it was always the same, like his pants would already be off when he'd walk into the bedroom, but he'd have like some like military top on.
Wait, but he wasn't killing though, was he?
No, he did eventually, right? The first like 8 years, he was just raping, like lots of rape. Like if you were a woman in between the age of 14 and like up to 30, you were getting raped, like for sure.
They think he was military.
They think they're not sure, but it was always the same thing. Like he'd pop in and he'd have his knife on, and he'd like scratch at the door, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just here to rape you, or I'm here to like steal."
He was just like, "Do what I tell you. You won't get hurt. I just want money."
Did he always whisper it?
Oh well, to be honest, we're imitating the guy.
Yeah,
we were listening to a podcast. Okay. The guy was actually Australian. Or
so the BTK killer actually last kill was 1991. So you're not. It was 74 to 91.
There has to be a more
That's
recent
a long
one,
time. Killing for
but the Zodiac killer went from like what the early or the mid 60s up until like 78, 79. He was doing some killing for a while too. And then obviously Richard Ramirez was pretty crazy too. That dude was like mass killing, serial killing, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't keep up with the serial killer realm.
So currently we're just telling stories about what we know about different serial killers. Do we have a topic we were on, like whether it's conditioned or you're born with it?
Yeah, good point.
Okay. So the East Bay rapist, we have no idea. I don't know. We don't know his past, obviously, because we don't know who he is. Jeffrey Dahmer, we knew he had a normal life, but his mom was all fucked up. I think it's conditioned. I always believed it was conditioned. Like Edmund Kemper, he was the serial killer. He was the one raping and chopping women's heads off. He was severely neglected by his mom. And
I'm just okay. When we say conditioned, all right, we're not talking then just a disease.
No. We're talking like some shit happened to cause you to feel this way, like to damage you. It's not something you were born with. It's literally like this is the environment you grew up in.
Yeah, sure. So, but then I'm going to make the argument that unless you actually have a disease, everybody's conditioned.
No. But what we're saying is there's certain conditions that like cause it. For instance, like a lot of serial killers that they found, at least the FBI, they found that like at some point or another they've had issues for males. Mm-hmm. They've had issues growing up with moms that are either extremely dominant or extremely like condescending and demasculate them. And so what happens is they initially reach out and they look to initially like assault or rape, right? Like they just want to feel like they have control, and that's like what feeds that addiction for them. And then eventually that it's just like anything else. Once you've constantly fed your addiction that way, you have to seek more. And so then they start going more violent.
Yeah. And then it doesn't satisfy them, and they have to get one more step, and maybe and
that's how they grow patterns, because it's always that one thing in their life that affects them the most.
Yeah. They have to drive. They have to drive towards, but it's the. I mean, if we look at the reverse way, or the other stats, then would show that how many other millions of individuals, right, also grew up then, right, having mother issues or family issues, what have you. They're not going around killing people. So I get that they all might have that one thing that ties them together, but ultimately I think it just goes down to that you're just twisted.
So for most cases, it's probably both. It's probably
a lot
of the times both, like a mental disorder and conditioning.
Yep.
But, you hear stories of those little kids who probably tortured animals when they were younger. Like, for no reason. Their family life is fine, but they find, desire and they feel better when they still have that control.
No.
They kill cats, or they, first bugs and cats and all of that.
Yeah, and by no, what I meant to say was...
Yeah. No.
that there were these three kids. They were from Ukraine. Anyways, they were known as the something maniacs. I can't pronounce the Ukrainian word in between there, but they started off killing like stray cats, and then they turned to homeless people, and they recorded every single one I finally got caught, but they were 18, 19 years old. You can www.bestgore.com. Okay? Look, you got to navigate the web sometimes. But anyways,
another common one is what is it, Meat Grinder that you're on?
I've never been on one called Meat Grinder.
That's
ever.
for social life.
I don't even know.
That's what I was just going to say.
I'm not even familiar with that. That clearly is like a joke towards homosexuality.
Yeah. Was it?
I'm not going to say one way or the other. That's up for interpretation.
Well, anywho, look back to it. So bestgore.com, though, you can go watch one of their murders. It's horrible. I mean, it's horrible. They are jamming like this screwdriver through like the dude's eyeball. And like into his stomach, and you can like see it, like poking out like through like underneath the skin. They take like a fire extinguisher and they're just beating his face in.
Yeah, they just find pleasure from doing that.
Oh yeah, and the dude's just like gurgling. You can just.
It reminds me of those like I don't know if you guys seen.
Stop.
I don't know if you guys seen online, but like
it's horrible.
There were the two
terrible.
girls. I think they were from like Massachusetts, like Connecticut somewhere. And they had chopped off the ears of that German Shepherd puppy, and then they had pinned the puppy against.
Oh my God.
Or the girls who doused the tortoise with gasoline and lit it on fire,
and then took a hammer to it afterwards.
Fucking
like that's
bitches.
the kind of shit that leads you down the path of like, if you're enjoying that, that's not just kids being kids. That's literally like you're probably going to become a fucking asshole murderer.
I agree.
And
you just need to put those kind of people down.
That's true.
Ooh.
Which speaking of kids,
yes,
sounds like another episode. Which is, should juveniles be sentenced as adults potentially?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, because I want to know what happened to those I think they were 16-year-olds who burned the tortoise.
They were
alive.
loving it. They were like, yeah.
That wasn't a human. I doubt.
Oh,
They should be charged. That's
Yeah,
animal
cruelty.
Yeah,
but
animal
it's
cruelty.
That's not enough.
TJ, you have permission to speak. Go ahead.
You look like you have something to say.
the tortoise brings back a fond memory for TJ here. Here I was in Las Vegas, all right, and I am at my house. It's like 3 a.m. on a weekend. I'm doing whatever I'm doing, God knows what. All of a sudden, my roommate, I let out his German Shepherd into the backyard, and when I looked out there, I saw something like on the corner of so instead of it being a fence, they were just like brick walls for the fences around there. So I'm like, what is on the corner of the property? So I walk out there. It's a turtle. Okay,
Like a big one.
well, I mean, yeah, like its shell, whatever, like 9 inches, decent size. Okay, I end up then bringing the dog back inside. And now I'm trying to call like the cops and animal control, right? Look, I got this fucking turtle in my backyard. I need it removed because if I let this dog out again, he's going to go crazy and then he's going to kill this turtle. So somebody needs to come remove it. I don't know if it's somebody's pet that got out. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Were you afraid of the turtle? You couldn't pick the turtle up and move it to your front yard?
Well, I could have, but I wanted excitement because it was 3 a.m, so I wanted people to come over.
He was hoping for the news to come
It
out.
was like, there's a scary turtle.
Yeah. I like so.
Then
The news.
just got that.
So when finally they're like, no, like we're not coming out for this turtle. Like just this, hey, it'll probably find its way back out the way it came in. I'm like, well, you guys know how fast turtles fucking move, right? Not that fast. It's on the opposite side of the house, like where it could possibly have even came in at. So this is I'm not trying to deal with this. I don't want to pick up turtle meat here. So anyways, then finally I said, fuck it. I will take the law into my own hands then. So I went, put on some gloves because I didn't want no warts and poison and bullshit coming off from this turtle, right? Put it in a little Tupperware container. Drove about 1 mile off to the golf course. I took the turtle and said, I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to release you. You're free. Threw it right in there. Okay? Not hard, just whatever. Now, before this, huh?
Was it an aquatic turtle?
That's what I'm wondering right now.
So before I'd even picked it up, I was still in the backyard and I had ample lighting. I'd taken pictures of it, right? 'Cause people don't believe in this. You got pics. Like, we got to see pics, man. So I'm like, boom, look at these pictures, guys. They're like, that's a desert tortoise. They don't swim.
Oh, no.
Nailed it.
And you threw it in the water?
I didn't know.
Wait, you threw it in the
Oh,
water?
I threw that, of course.
Oh, it definitely died.
Oh,
Well, yeah. You never know.
Do you think they just don't know how to swim, or too heavy and they'll sink, or are they just not built to swim?
Did you find enjoyment throwing the turtle into the water?
No, I want to say, yeah. Well, during I thought I was doing a good deed, and then when I found out I killed it, I'll be honest, my heart really didn't change. I was like, well, fuck it. The turtle shouldn't have been my goddamn tortoise. Shouldn't have been in my backyard. Maybe animal control should have actually came out. I wasn't trying to fuck around.
You should have had some turtle soup.
Yeah, I know you should have just ate it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Side story, so my brother, he's my half brother. He's the Chinese side.
Oh,
His
no.
stepmom is very Chinese. Loves all the exotic meats and all that good stuff. She loved eating his pets, and one of them was a turtle.
Oh my God.
So he did have turtle soup, and that was his.
She fed the turtle to him?
Oh yeah.
Did he know?
Oh yeah, he cried a lot.
Yeah, that's terrible.
She's like, you're going to eat this turtle. But Mom, that's Jimmy.
I would
don't give a shit.
stop getting pets and maybe avoid.
What other animals
That's-
did she feed?
Well, they used to have rabbits.
Or maybe she would buy these and he'd say, these are my pets, but really they're
Yeah,
mom's food.
But that was free.
He also had like dogs that were fed. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I don't know about that. Okay.
That's like when you get into like that Yulin festival or you
Oh, I don't
familiar
know.
with that? Like down in like southern China.
Oh
Yeah.
Ugh.
Where they just kill thousands and thousands of dogs. But anyways, we're getting off topic. I think we need a serial killer. So we kind of told some stories, right? Yeah, is it condition or is it just a mental handicap? And I think it's a mental handicap.
I agree.
Or disease.
It does have
whatever.
triggers.
And I think
Yeah.
it's both.
But it's both. It might.
I
There's
think there is a
triggers.
weakness. I think
Yeah.
there's a weakness in the brain that is triggered by however they were raised. Possibly.
These people are super high. Like they're super high speed though. They're smart. They're articulate. Most of them are, at least for the most part. Because I think if someone's not smart, they're not getting away with being serial killers, right? Because you have to like be able to play the game, cover up your evidence so you're not caught. And I think people that just kill without that high speed knowledge or just that knowledge are just mass murderers for the most part. You know what I mean?
Which is why have no fear. Look, again, it goes back to technology now these days. There ain't never going to be that many serial killers. You have to worry about mass murderers.
Yeah.
But you know who was a good one? Side note that never really wasn't really considered a serial killer, but Ted Kaczynski.
I don't know who that is.
He was the Unabomber.
Unabomber.
Oh, yeah.
He was a mathematical prodigy, but he went after, basically the individuals primarily in the government that were just doing shady shit.
And you said he was the good one.
Well, I didn't mean it necessarily as
Okay,
in
just clarifying.
He meant like entertaining.
yeah.
What about that guy Droner, the dude, the LAPD cop? You know what I'm talking about? Do you guys remember in 2012 he was a Marine, got out. He ended up working at LAPD, and then they fired him. So,
Was this one where he ended up like in Reno?
No. So this dude, basically, when he got fired, he basically was telling people, I tried calling out the corruption in the LAPD, and that's why they fired me. And then the LAPD started smearing his name, so he wrote a manifesto. And like in this manifesto, he explains like a bunch of different random things and more or less like why he's going to do what he's going to do. And then from there, he starts hunting LAPD cops and killing them and their family members. You guys don't remember this?
No.
And then the LAPD got so heated from some of it going on, they opened fire on that blue Tacoma that had like...
That I do remember that.
Yeah, they opened fire on like these 60-year-olds because they thought it's the same car. So they like wounded these 60-year-olds. Anyways, Droner he was so smart that he actually camped. He took over a house directly across from the FBI headquarters who was searching for him so he could scout and to see what they were doing. And granted, I feel bad because the old people that owned the home, he killed them. Like he murdered them. So he was using their house.
Gotta survive.
And then finally, FBI was able to like track down that he was actually directly across the street. So then they got into a firefight with him, and they decided to just burn the house down with them in it.
It's crazy.
That is.
All right, look, we've had some fun with this episode. At least there were a lot of laughs. Kind of went on some tangents, but either or.
Either or, huh?
Wait.
Either
It's
or.
because we're both here.
Either or.
You or me? Either one. Either.
No, I was talking about Rich or myself.
Oh, okay.
He's thinking about our Vegas Nights episode coming up where he's going to talk about the Vegas horse.
Yeah.
Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas stories?
It doesn't.
not on the
It's going to be
podcast.
on a podcast.
Yes.
So there he was.
I'll
with
listen to
Cabby.
that podcast.
With who?
Cabby, your boy.
Cubby.
Cubby, whatever his name is. Weird dude.
Cabby kind of fits because he's a cab driver. Now.
That's right.
But anywho, all right. Last comments. Rich, go ahead.
You know what? Just because somebody's very charismatic and cute, don't always believe them.
Okay, that's good advice. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that in my life. Smoon, aka Simone.
All right. Okay, so what I've heard from not necessarily today's conversation was, well, I don't want to be in the woods alone.
True.
If I have a basement and I hear anything, I'm about to expect it with a gun for sure. A
Make
lot of
make
serial
sure it's
killers
loaded.
have hidden in basements. Or basements, attics. Attics are worse. They
Yeah,
like to hide
I've
in
never
there.
looked in mine. Sometimes I wonder if there's somebody up there.
You should check, okay? I'm not kidding.
That's where Sean Crane's been
Lock
this
your
whole time.
doors. To be honest,
Hashtag Sean Swart.
I don't trust a lot of people because they know all these fucked up stories.
Yeah.
So, anyways, be careful.
Okay. Crystal.
Yes. Never go into a stranger's home, like you were saying. Like, don't just. This is why this whole like Tinder thing, where people are just hooking up and taking people home.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't fucking know people. Like, it creeps me out. Like, why people would ever.
Can you
do
imagine
that.
a Tinder killer?
I can't.
I can imagine
you
that.
could absolutely.
Yeah.
There's been Craigslist.
Yeah.
Like you have.
If there wasn't
Yeah.
a Tinder killer, we just promoted it
did.
by throwing it on the podcast.
So right. So yeah. You know, it's just like it's not your fault if it happens, but you could do things to prevent it. Like take care of yourself. And when those instincts, when you feel those instincts, I've saved myself literally like that before. I think. Pretty sure I almost got sold on the black market here in Linda.
Ooh.
You got to watch out for
And
those.
Stolen when I was running around this neighborhood, by the way. And but yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. So don't ignore your instincts. Like
Yep.
when you sense, just walk away.
I've had that spidey sense
Yeah.
once in my life,
Yeah.
and it was in Guam.
Yep.
Like literally, there was a trail that people had warned us. They're like, it's kind of sketchy, but it's a really popular trail, so you can do it. And it was me and another girl. We started maybe 20 feet on the trail, and I saw this dude like peek his head out from the bushes, and then like retract it. And I'm like, Lydia, I do not feel good about this trail. So we just went back to the car and left.
Shout out to Lydia. She's a listener. She listens.
Hey,
Oh.
Lydia.
Hello. Thank you for being a listener. Leave a fucking review. Ass.
That's how you get
now
them.
she's gonna do it.
What about you, TJ?
I'm just, Lily, I'm kidding.
Do you have anything
Seriously, leave a
for,
review.
Do you have anything for the listeners on how to survive and not get serial murdered?
Well, yeah, express your Second Amendment rights.
Yes.
So,
Check the gun to make sure it's loaded.
right, if you haven't already, go to slidefire.com, buy your bump fire stock. They're doing limited availabilities, but get on them when you can.
Are those effective? Do you know at any point when they've been used effectively?
I don't need one to be
Effectively, no. Effectively, I do not know of any time. But
I thought they made you less effective.
depends what range you're at. But otherwise, yeah, I agree with what you guys said. You know, if you have that kind of sense of what the fuck's going on, yeah, maybe you should probably listen to it and not go there. You know, I'm very analytical, so I normally am thinking about whatever I'm going to go do or attempt to go do, and I try to think about options A, B, and C, and D. Right, if I get stuck here or go there, whatever for everything. So, yeah, just know, you know,
When in doubt, know your way out.
Trust no one.
yeah, yeah, have mace, pepper spray, tasers, flashlights, whatever.
I just walk around with a utility belt.
Yeah,
I got a gun, some mace, I got a
Make
knife,
sure you have your whistle.
my whistle,
so.
a broken
Okay.
glass bottle.
All right. We're gonna go.
All right.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Talking about some serial killer stuff. If you guys, if the listeners want us to go down some other type of road on this, they can, ping us on Facebook and let us know. But at Views and Facts, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter, YouTube. We got the recordings on there, so that now you can listen to, depending on where you're at. You can also go to the website, viewsandfacts.podbean.com.
iTunes podcast.
Yeah, you can go to iTunes. Yeah, any application that you can download podcasts or search Views and Facts. subscribe, like the show. Again, let us know what you want to hear, what we're doing. If you got a question for Rich, Simone, or Crystal, who happened to show, or if you have a question for anybody of our past guests, let us know, and we will ask the questions. And yes, we'll get to some of the episodes that people have suggestions that people said.
We've also determined the first 200 followers will actually get private photos of TJ. So we're almost there. We're at like 105 followers right now. We get another 95. He's going to send private photos of himself to
A
you.
signed copy of those.
So
signed
everybody
copy.
just stop listening.
You're supposed to promote the
Promote,
podcast.
man. Promote.
Are you? I have faith in you, TJ.
I thought you were
just
going to say
promoted.
the first, like the 200th follower will get something.
So, like, if you're a part of the Founders Club, at some point or another, we may have you come in and
Founders Club, yeah.
Founders Club.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to make it seem like I coined that. I'm part of a Founders Club at this wine club, and every time they tell me that, I feel special.
Okay.
So we're also looking to have our own Founders Club. If you're a part of it, we're going to give you a call-in number where you can call in at any time when we're podcasting.
Boom.
And you'll be able to share your opinions where TJ can then insult them or tell you that you are validated.
Right. Yeah. So, look, my last comment will be, Lydia, no threats, but seriously, leave a comment or a review. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and sign off here. So, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
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 All right. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode. Take care.